Greetings, fellow miners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Frostpunk 2, Frost Harbor. Episode 4, Birth of Ironhome. I would like to gain access to this deep frozen forest node over here. So that I can manufacture more materials in-house. Actually, you know what? I kind of regret doing that if we're setting up a materials colony. But, oh well, it only cost me 30. It's not a big deal. Trust falls due to ongoing protests? What? They're dissipating. Come on. The protests literally are going away. Trust rises after the overseers' protests are over. You're welcome. Oh shoot, I miscalculated. I needed that frost broken too. Oh well. Council gridlock. Stewart, a law you propose has failed to garner enough votes. So what it's suggesting is guided voting. I'm not going to do guided voting. With Twitch integration, you guys are the guides. I don't need to, like, thumb on the scale myself. That's unnecessary.
Be proud. Our city.
Bohemians support the Stewart. So as long as I have devoted relationships, their fostering trust perk will remain active. So I will gain random relations with communities periodically. I can also have them hold mind-shaping sessions. I don't mind doing that. I'm just going to keep investing in Bohemians. They're the only ones that really have my back. And their faction has grown to 20%. Pretty significant. I know I have a little bit of homelessness, but I'm not that worried about it because as soon as I can colonize the materials colony, a bunch of people are going to be leaving here, Frost Harbor, for the materials outpost. So in my opinion, it's not necessary to colonize or to add extra housing. Plus, it's about to get warmer, although there is a whiteout on the horizon. Worth noting. Sheltered camp. We can take them in, or come back later. I'm going to come back later, because I don't have room for people yet. And a coal mining complex that has a lot of coal. Alright, none of the adjacent map tiles are safe enough for us to survey. So I'm going to put the people here at work amassing oil for the upcoming whiteout, because we do have a whiteout on the horizon. And with the whiteout on the horizon, I'm going to turn off overdrive so we have a nice, cool generator ready for the whiteout when it comes. But what I would really like is a materials outpost before that. Whether that's possible, I'm not sure, but I'm aiming for it. You negotiate with the overseers, causing Bohemians to radicalize. I am going to ask the foragers... Or no, ask the foragers to de-radicalize the Bohemians. So some Bohemians left the faction. Oh, you know what? I could also have promoted them. I should have done that instead. I could do both. Promoting them de-radicalizes them, but also encourages people to join them. Basically, I just don't want radicals. But I have really good relationships with everybody except for the overseers, so I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job there. Alright. Trying to save up the prefabs for the materials outpost before the point of no return with the whiteout. Because if there's not enough time to establish the materials outpost, I don't want to start it before the whiteout wipes us, right? Because then I'm just like setting up for 3,000 people to just get annihilated. Piercing Wind Dale has been surveyed. So that's up here. forgers, and food. 25k food? How much food do we have stockpiled? 13k? Let's take it. Then I am going to fully staff our district here and use the 10 people to connect up to this tar pit so that I can start harvesting oil and stockpiling more oil for the upcoming whiteout. It only cost one pathway, so that was pretty cheap, and I'm still building prefabs readying for the materials colony, because that's what you guys voted on.
Consult your local scout office.
Things at home are pretty calm. I don't have research at the moment, so let's see. Settlement heating. I am going to develop. So unlocks upgrading outposts to permanent settlements, which can provide unlimited resources. Seems like a really good thing, considering my goal is to colonize the Frostland for settlements. So let's do it. Man, I am just burning up oil as fast as I can acquire it to keep things warm. It is going to warm up in a bit, which will possibly allow me to stockpile oil. And then if I research skyways, I could increase my my oil surplus a lot by connecting the oil to the skyway. But I don't have the prefabs for that, while also trying to save up for the materials outpost. But we're very close. I just need one more week of prefabs and we can colonize that. What it will mean, for the duration of that colony, I will have to stop acquiring oil. Because we don't have enough Frostland explorers to do both. Here we go. Let's do it. No oil. Materials colony. Here we go. So Frostland Harbor just had, and I'm going to have to adjust its workforce. It had a mass exodus of workers from here to go to the materials outpost. But actually, I don't see... Somehow, I don't see that any of the... yeah, none of the workplace is actually... Oh, no, the housing scaled back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're fine. It sort of automatically adjusts a little bit from everywhere. And you can, on the overland map, see the settlers here, traveling out to the materials outpost here. So they take a while to get there, and then they take a while to set up the actual colony. But it's happening. Once this transport convoy gets back in 5 days, I'm going to have them go collect more people from about, because now we have more space. Because we have a bunch of housing districts that aren't at max capacity anymore. So 2 weeks, 6 days until they get there. I hope I time this right with the impending whiteout. This might be a fatal mistake. I don't know. Fingers crossed. So who do we want to take in? This is random 1400 population. Laborers. We have, so in terms of rep, we have pretty good rep with laborers, pretty good rep with foragers, not great with machinists. So if we want to bring people in, laborers and foragers are ideal because my reputation with them is already pretty decent. So these are foragers, 800. And then these guys are general, and these guys are laborers. These guys are machinists. So let's take in the foragers first. I have a very strong reputation with foragers, so we'll take them in. Almost no wood remaining in the buried village, so that will deplete in like 12 weeks. It's about to get warmer though, that's good. Quite honestly, I'm not even wearing enough for -50, but forgive me. Settlement furnace is a pretty complicated research, so it's taking a while. But we're about half done. Lack of law regulating contagion prevention is causing tension. So let's solve that. Contagion prevention. So I have a lot of extra shelter, so quarantine might be decent. That is also an idea backed by the Bohemians and the laborers, so I'm going to propose it. Let you guys also vote. Already 44 is 4, so I would really only need to secure 7 more votes to really tip the scales, and that's just chance. So I'm going to have you guys join as vote participants. If you want to vote against quarantine, you're completely welcome to. Again, I'm not trying to sway you in any one direction. And everyone reveres me already, and so we're doing pretty strong. So 8 is 4, and 1 is against. It's going to pass by, yeah, pretty safe margins.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
So quarantine is enacted. What that does mean, immediately, is that we have more housing needs. So I'm going to deactivate one of the research buildings so that I can have more people making the houses readily available, so that we don't have a bunch of unhoused folk. But I don't regret supporting that decision at all. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go out to the house. This. It's gonna get warmer. Come on. We're almost out of materials. I'm a little worried about that. I have been keeping a close eye on it. I'm hoping the materials outpost really helps with that. Bohemians begin to rally. Let's have them contribute heat stamps. I don't really need mind shaping because I'm pretty beloved by everybody. Wow, even the overseers don't hate me now. Solid. Alright, it's warmer. More people just immigrated, so I'm ramping up the coal mining and ramping up the wood extraction. I think... I don't know what to do about our wood deficit that's pending. But I do need a new housing district, which means I need more prefabs. I'm gonna take the food surplus. So knowing that I'm about to be oversupplied with food, I'm gonna stop harvesting food, which will save me a little bit of materials. Because all those eggs will be then added subsequently to our food surplus. I just don't know what to do with the free labor that I just inherited. Oh, more houses. Yeah, that's one thing I could do. I was hoping not to resort to this to build another wood extraction zone because we're going to get a materials outpost. But what is the ETA on the materials outpost? 15 weeks? No, it's not worth it. So instead, this will be a little painful, but it's going to bear fruit. I'm going to start making mass... I'm going to stop making goods and start making mass prefabs, because in order to set up the new colony, we're going to need a whole bunch of prefabs available to us. And that will allow me to rapidly ramp up the materials outpost to be able to supply us here at home. And I can also re-enable the research building, because I have the labor pool for it now. Alright, we only have 13 unhoused out of 233. That's not terrible.
Even in quarantine. One illness does not make you invulnerable to others.
Alright, we have a pretty decent amount of prefabs. I don't want to completely bottom out on goods, because that's going to cause a lot of crime. So, striking a nice balance. I know I'm about to bottom out on materials, but I'm hoping to solve that very soon. Come on, outpost. Oh god, it's 15 weeks still. Man. Settlement furnace! Done. Okay. So, materials. If I wanted to prevent the bottom out of materials, I am going to research sawmills. And I'm going to research the untreated sawmills, which is preferred by Bohemians and forgers. Because sawmill research is going to benefit both Frost Harbor in being able to get more materials more quickly, and then also the material outpost has forests as well, so they'll be able to build their own material income with that technology. I'm also 9 weeks away from losing coal access, and 12 weeks away, well, that's not even running, but it would be 12 weeks away if we were harvesting here, running out of food access. So another thing that I want to build here, is the deep melting drill extraction, but that requires cores, and I just realized I don't have cores. I used it on my my generator upgrade for the adaptive pumps. So I'm not going to say desperate need of cores, but like cores would be really, really helpful. So I think the best research that I could do after the upgraded sawmills, or sawmills at all, is to have scout teams be able to survey more dangerous locations so that they can scavenge for cores. Because I don't want to send them to their deaths. I'm also choosing to grant the Bohemians their agenda to try to become devoted by them to try to get more rallies so that I can increase resources. Cheers. Here we go, materials colony. Oh, nice. There is iron, like, right next to the city. Hell yeah. And there is a geothermal geyser to exploit. All right, let's set this bad boy up. Extraction district. I'm going to have, so, there's a lot of iron here. And some coal. I'm going to have, the extraction district for the shallow iron vein cover some of the generator for heat. We're going to want housing set up. So, let's say... There's some housing. I don't have a lot of prefabs. So back in the city, I'm going to go without goods for a little bit so that I can set up more of the materials outpost. It's also worth noting that the materials outpost and the home outpost will continue to exchange resources, even in storms. That doesn't get disabled. So, I'm going to start importing materials to Frost Harbor already. And export goods. We are so screwed. But this will get fixed. Once it stabilizes. Also, knowing that there's a storm coming, let's have our new freed up Frostland team start to hoard oil to prepare for the whiteout. So we don't get slammed by the whiteout. Oh, expedition support is getting voted on, so let's do that vote now. No, wrong city. Come on. So this decreases exploration time. It was proposed on by... So it's a small step towards adaptation. So adaptation is both foragers and bohemians. And... that's it? Yeah. So foragers believe in adaptation, bohemians believe in adaptation. So there's already a ton of people for it. You guys are welcome to vote. And I'm going to put it to a vote. 5 for, 1 against, it will pass. Pretty sure. Yeah.
The eyes have it.
So things here at home are like real screwed up at the moment. What I'm going to do is focus mostly on the materials outposts so that we can start to export what we need. Oh, let's get the generator on. So I'm going to import fuel, like some oil, so that I can turn on the generator. Magic, thank you for the bits. And cheers. And let's bring in faction members that we like. Laborers, that will work. I think it would be nice and convenient. Oh. Let's tap the geothermal, because the extraction facility for the geothermal will also subsequently benefit from the heat of the geothermal, so it's a less expensive heat source in that way too. Hey, mandatory school promises a better future for our children. You're welcome. There's going to be a massive crime spike, which will be resolved as soon as we have enough prefabs to establish the materials outpost. It's too bad that I haven't scouted like a materials cache or a prefab cache. That would have been really nice, but I got no such luck yet. So there isn't actually a deep sawmill here. I thought there was. Or deep woods. It's not a big deal. So here's the other housing district. So double adjacencies with both the generator and the other housing district. And I'm going to rename them the Imperials Colony Ironhome. It's home to a bunch of veins of iron, so Ironhome seems like a pretty good name. And, oh, there we go! So, we have 150 surplus materials to be ported over back to Frost Harbor. We will need to import a little bit more oil to keep things warm over here. And we're about to solve the housing shortage. In fact, So what I would like to do with the remaining people here is to reduce its heating costs by setting up geothermal. By hitting this geothermal spring and, oh god, more people? Friggin' stop it! I know we're inviting them in, but like, I'm having a bit of a hard time keeping up with their needs. Especially given that we have a whiteout on the horizon. It's like, a wee bit freaking me out. So, I think what I'm going to do is send people over to Ironhome. I'm going to send 600 over to Ironhome. Because we're about to have some extra housing in Ironhome. And then I'm going to set up the extraction district for the geothermal field. And I think it would not be a bad idea for Ironhome to be somewhat heat-reliant, or self-reliant, meaning also probably hitting that coal seam too. We have free... Okay. Sorry, I'm jumping around a lot. There's just a lot to manage. So we are stockpiling coal, stockpiling some oil. The expanded extraction district is about to run out of coal, and because I don't have the, I don't have a core to deep drill it, we're going to be bingo coal on that seam in a minute. And then we're also going to be bingo food on this seam in a minute. There's a little bit less of an issue because there's like an overabundance of it, but I need cores. The TLDR, I need cores to keep moving. We have a bit of a housing crisis, but some of the people are being moved to Ironhome, so that's going to be solved once they get there.
We have once again installed a suggestion box in the Central District's main office building.
Unused quarters, no contagion prevention. Okay, yeah, I'm not need to go back there. That would be to repeal the to repeal quarantine. Oh. Expedition, sure. And the new idea tree. I'm going to decide this one. So in order to allow us to more safely explore, I'm going to get survivalist headquarters to reduce the territory threat so that we can safely explore the adjacent territories that are, at the moment, too dangerous for us to go to. And let's go ahead and start pivoting back to goods. So we don't have a massive goods shortage. This whiteout heading towards us is an oil extraction whiteout, which is a bit less serious for us because we are a lot less reliant on oil than we are the wood. And now the furnace here, the generator, is using some of the steam to heat the town. So it's part of the fuel mix. And the people that we relocated to Ironhome have arrived. So I want to do a few things. I want to frost break around the geothermal geyser to expand it so that we get more geothermal power. And then expand the housings one more time so that we have people living in warmth. It also means reducing the amount of exported... Oh, you know what? Instead of doing that, let's expand the iron mine. Alright, so once that's done, I'm now going to try to make Ironhome economy stable. So I'm exporting as much of the materials to Frost Harbor as we can, and importing a little... So if I want to heat this a little bit more easily, I think we need to start tapping the coal. Because there's no... Well, there's honestly no reason not to. So let's hit this coal seam. And this is also a deep coal seam, so it's going to be, once we have cores, a little less exhaustible. Crime in the city. The crime in the city is as a result of me not having goods for a while, but we just transitioned back to having goods, so it's not something I'm necessarily worried about. And the survivalist headquarters is buildable, and I'll build 2 of them once I have more heat stamps, so that we can start exploring the dangerous areas. Need more prefabs. Extraction district. 1, 2. There. I'm prioritizing adjacency over additional seams. All right. The program war. So the mandatory school. If I pivot to providing food, it does make foragers and Bohemians happier. Deal. Perfect. Oh, God, more talking? Come on, leave me alone for a second. Overseers begin protesting. If I offer to research production efficiencies, they will cease. Let's try to do that instead of escalating it to, like, counter-protests.
Please give the right of way to Frost breaking team.
And that only takes 6 weeks. And that will dissipate well before the whiteout. I wouldn't necessarily acquiesce to their requests. The worry that I have is the pending whiteout changes the scenario so that I'm way more captive by their demands. They sure are whiny. It's because we keep opposing them. Thank you for tuning in to Frostpunk 2 Frost Harbor, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 21st. Frost Harbor was cut from the second half of the marathon. In the first half, I covered the story, and the second half was a Utopia called Frost Harbor. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Harbormen.